Hello again, everyone. Another message through Facebook. Hi, Ollie. Sorry my story is really bad and disturbing. Not sure you want to know all about it. First of all, thank you very much for your feedback. I will try to keep my story short as I can. So I'm originally from Syria and I'm 33 years old. 7 years ago, I left the country and I traveled to Dubai searching for a job to support my two young brothers in Syria, especially that I'm the big brother and both my parents passed away at a young age. Shortly after some time, I proved myself in the working field. I started working first as customer services, then I was promoted to be a logistic assistant manager, then a logistic manager. After that, I became sales manager and I became a regional sales manager. The company name is IPP in United Arab Emirates. My position and salary was good, and all the people who know me told me the sky is the limit for you. Anybody knows anything about Dubai or United Arab Emirates, it's very rich. Everybody who lives there is loaded. There's a ton of money there. All these years, also, I was active undercover members for Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, and I was trying my best to help those people in need. As an atheist freethinker who came from a religious country, it was very hard for me to find the right woman for me, to find the love of my life, the mother of my future children. 2 years ago, I started looking and searching to find one. I found a Middle Eastern woman in an atheist group on Facebook, which I was thinking at the time would be the right choice again. As you are aware, and as I came to know the process of narcissists and how it starts with the love bombing. And, love bombing is very typical in online dating, Facebook, these eHarmony or whatever dating sites you use. And love bombing is a typical tactic of the narcissist. She convinced me that she's a good person and she draws the image of the perfect woman that I want. This woman is originally from Iraq, but she is a citizen of New Zealand. After 4 months of chatting and phone calls with this woman, she agrees to visit me, and I did what she asked from A to Z, changing the house, getting new furniture, etc., etc. I spent so much time and emotion on this woman. And, I've seen a lot of people fall into this where they fall into these online relationships and they think they're in love with somebody they've met online that they've communicated either through Facebook or a chat program or a video chat program. The thing you got to remember is more so than when you even start at the beginning stages of a relationship where you're actually face to face and having interaction, you can really put on your best face online. But you don't ever really know someone until you're physically with them and have spent quite a considerable amount of time. That's what's called, the honeymoon phase of a relationship. And you don't know, like you might think you're in love with somebody and believe you're in love with somebody, but you're in love with the image that person is putting out. And you're not going to know who that person truly is until you interact with them on a one-on-one, physically interact with them. So this woman came to Dubai and we lived together for almost 4 months. Then I treated her like a real princess. She decided to travel to Syria to see my brother and relatives and see the historical area. I spoke with my relatives and two brothers and they did everything she wants. Soon after a few days, she called me and said, I can't live far away from you. Please come to Syria and let's make our relationship more official. Let's get married. I agreed as I was brainwashed by this woman. Again, I brought her everything from gold to jewelry, everything she wanted. She came back to Dubai as a married couple, and a few days she started the second stage. Love isn't about what you buy people. If you got somebody, whether it's a man or a woman, who is, because only being made happy on gifts and jewels and gold and whatever, they're telling you right from the get what they're about. It's not supposed to matter how much money you have in a relationship, but that you can't buy love. Even, you can't buy love. The devaluation stage. She started talking bad with the dirty mouth about me, my brothers, my relatives, my friends, my job success. She did not leave anything that related to me without negative feedback. She was always trying her best to put me down. It was like an aim on our target for her to achieve. I was shocked and without clear answers every time. I asked her why she was doing this. She turned the tables on me. Even if there was a small issue, she was making sure to make it bigger and bigger to create more and more problems. Because she's basically threatening, basically what she's doing is by creating this unhappiness persona, and because you have been so giving to her, buying her more and more, she's just using her behavior in order for her to obtain more and more goodies from you. And this is how she gets what she wants. She then started saying that she deserves a better man. Well, you should have said, well, then go find one. Well, then go find one. Axel, be quiet. Sorry. As a person who likes to find conclusions and to stop any nonsense arguing and to stop our relationship problems, I was trying my best to be patient, to be logical, to be wise. But no, she was avoiding this. It was like talking to a wall, and this wall was collapsing on me every time I tried to solve any issue of our problems. Because the only solution to your problems in her mind was her to buy her more stuff. That's what she wanted. You know, she's a complete user manipulator, narcissist. I continued buying her everything she wanted. I was giving her 200% and more of my time, attention, my solitude, but nothing worked. This situation continued for almost a year. I was walking on eggshells, like riding on a roller coaster without an end. The discard phase. After 1 year of the devaluation stage and the push-pull tactics, all I was getting from this woman is negativity and pain. As soon as I was given the signs that I was fed up with her attitudes, that I wanted to break free, she manipulated me to feed me only crumbs. Then one day this woman told me she wanted to travel back to New Zealand to see her old dad and that she missed him. She probably never came back. Even after she went out of my sight, she was still managing to control me, using me for her advantage and bringing pain and negativity to me. She continued asking attention for attention and money. This is just a money-grubbing whore. I mean, there's just women like this. Men too, but there's just women like this who use their, they find people, they find guys, they find really good guys who are successful, but have had a storied past, had a rough past, okay? And then use them and emotionally batter them for money. And this is really just about the money with this woman. And as I was completely brainwashed, doing her bidding, hoping that she will change, even though deep inside my mind, I know there was something terribly wrong. And I'm sure you knew deep down that this was the wrong thing to do, but you're just throwing money at the problem, hoping it gets better, hoping it gets better. But deep down, you had to know. We always do know that this isn't the smart thing to do. But you fell for this girl hard, and you were trying to make it work. So she asked my help to find a lawyer in Iraq and file a case claiming that her mother, before he passed away, left the house there, and she wanted to have it under her name and sell it after that. Jeez, I'm surprised you can even do that in Iraq at this point. Wow. So I did this. I found her a good lawyer. She won the case, and I sold the house for her. And I transferred the full amount, which is around 400,000 US dollars. I did not get anything from this help. All I wanted was love, appreciation, and caring in return, which never happened. And it was never going to happen. This is just basically a gypsy bitch that you were with. This woman, before she's leaving Dubai, she complained about the life there, and she said, I will sponsor you to come to New Zealand. You can use your savings to have your own business, and we can work as a team. Again, I did everything. I paid everything. The visa came, and I was nervous and terrified. Should I leave my job and everything I have? No. What if she became worse than what I already know? What's going to happen to me? Many and many questions in my mind. See, she wanted you in New Zealand, so she probably could leave you. Okay, and now you're trapped over in New Zealand, you lose your job. After she bleeds you dry, then she just flies off and like a vampire, she bleeds you dry and then will fly off to find her next victim, I'm sure. I delayed much as my travel as much as I can. There was only 4 months left on my visa, and I have to make my decision. Then New Zealand immigration informed me that if I did not travel, they would not even renew my visa. So I decided to take the risk and hoping things will get fixed. I arrived to Auckland Airport. My bag was full of gifts she asked for herself, her father, and close friend. Man, this girl was giving you every red flag sign. Every red flag sign. First time I saw her face after many months of physical separation, her face was cold, was staring at me like a snake that started staring at its prey. First physical connection, not kissing from her, no emotional hug. We arrived to her house. She took some of her gifts out of the bags, and all of a sudden she bought a bed sheet, a pillow, and told me, "You have to sleep here from this day forward. You have to get used to it." I was sleeping on the couch at the lounge. Oh wow! I knew, and I'm reading this cold, so I could see this is just how some these women are, where they target these guys. So the cat was under her. So the cat was with her under her mercy, and I was completely terrified of what she might conceivably do against this cat, and of course, just hurt my feelings. Especially that she has a history of doing this kind of behavior, which I will tell you about it a bit more later. This woman started playing two cards against me. First, my cat, second, my Syrian passport. As you are aware now, there is a civil war in Syria, and she knows that I can't go back to Dubai because I lost my job there, and my boss had canceled my working visa after I resigned from the company that I worked with. At the top of that, the Syrian government refused to renew my Syrian passport, which is almost expired, unless I go back to Syria and join the Syrian army at the war they have. Well, let me tell you something. Don't go back to Syria. There's no reason to go back to Syria until all that shit over there is straightened out. This woman, I think, has tried to basically get you into indentured servitude, and that's what it looks like. But if you're an atheist especially, and you're there in the middle of two sects of Islam fighting it out, the Russians are in there, the Iranians are coming in. It's a mess. Stay out of Syria. Stay out of Syria. Yes, I was going through hell on earth. She started demanding money and blackmailing me. She said, "If you did not give me $10,000, I will go to the police and report against you." She said that is going to say that I raped her and beating her, and I will go to jail, then deport to Syria. I kept my mouth shut. I know this woman will do anything to destroy me. Another woman with false rape accusations. And rape is a disgusting, horrible, horrible thing. And when women do shit like this, make false rape accusations, it hurts actual rape victims. That's the hard thing. Again, I left the house to another hotel, which is near her place, to make sure that my cat is safe. I did not tell her where I was staying, and I started looking to find a room for rent. The expense was too high for the hotel rent. I was spending the money from my savings, and I don't have a job. I don't have a job, our friends, or anyone I know here at New Zealand. This woman continued to do her evil plan. She started treating me via calls and texts. Also, she's sending me photos of my cat as a reminder. It what it looks like. You can't run away. Your cat was with me under my mercy. You should go to the police with that. You should go to the police with that in New Zealand, because that is just insane. That is just insane. But they love to hurt your animals. Narcissists will hurt your animals. They will make threats. This girl is certifiably insane. After a long search, I found a room, luckily near the hotel I'm staying in. I moved to that room. Stayed much. I haven't said much to the landlord. I told him I came from Dubai and I want to study, to have my own business in this country. And the landlord didn't mind that, especially that I paid him in advance. I was looking for a shelter with a low cost. I continue my search to find a good lawyer to explain to him my situation. The irony here is this woman provided me contact with a good lawyer. Don't go to her lawyer, dude. Don't go to her lawyer. You're being set up. I came to know this guy, which he was cheating with, has a similar story with his ex. He provided her before as she requested. This girl is a gypsy, I'm telling you. A few days after I visited the lawyer, he told me to go no contact with this woman. I wasn't a listener and I ignored his advice. I was fool enough to think that this woman might change, especially that I had no idea about what narcissism is and what kind of evil person I'm dealing with here. All right, so maybe the lawyer is okay. 2 days after I was looking, 2 days after as was looking, I was looking as I was crossing the street at a house window to see my cat. I see a naked man at her house, a new guy. I fully raged in pain and misery. This woman again cheating on me with another man, and I was the one who had given her the chance after the chance to change, to apologize, and to change her way and attitude. Dude, this woman's a whore. She's a gypsy whore, and you're funding her and her friggin' man. I text her and I say, God damn you, cheating again with another man. She replied, please don't scandal me. I swallowed the pain and anger and the best I can, but the tears was flowing from my eyes and I was crying like a little baby. At this moment, my past, my future, my family, my friends, everything I did in my life was a flashback memory. Still in the middle of the street crying, an old man saw me and I explained briefly about me and what was happening. The man was holding me and making sure that I do not do a crazy thing which would ruin my life after it. I hid myself in a corner at a place which I can see her in the house and she can't see me. As soon as the man was leaving her house, I run at him in my mind, and I will break that man's bones. If I came to know him, he is aware that she is a married woman. I came to know that he was aware that she was a married woman. As I came near this man, I said, hi, do you know who I am? He said, no. I asked him, do you know the woman you slept with is a married woman? He answered me again with a no, I don't. The woman stayed as together from her window. She came running on the street and started yelling, don't say anything, don't say it. Okay, the woman saw us together from her window. She came running onto the street. She began yelling, don't say anything, don't say anything. I'm trying to, because this is a little broken in. Like his English is okay, but it's not. I'm trying to get through this. So the man asked her, if you were really married, is that man your husband? She denied this at first, then she admitted and said that we were separated. The man decided to leave, and from that said, I did not know. From that moment, I am not dealing with a normal human being. I text her when I reached my place and said I had enough. You have your divorce. After 2 days, when I was at the lawyer, I received a text message from her, and I quote, we need to serve you in hand with a protection order and trespass notice to my property. The police will be in touch with you soon. This is where it ends up. This is where it always ends up. So the next day I went to the police station. Luckily, 2 days before I was with my lawyer at the same time, I got the phone call from the police. When I came to New Zealand after 3 weeks, when I realized how much crazy and dangerous this woman is, I informed the government about her and I wrote an official statement about what she did and what she is planning to do. And with the help of my lawyer, I applied for a refuge case and explained everything that I was going through. I also downloaded an app to record the phone calls. Very smart, very smart. The psychosis before I went to the police, she informed her. Okay, the psychiatrist, before I went to the police, she informed her friend and she sent me a letter through him. She said, if you give me the money, I will pull back the trespass notice against me. She wrote under another person to make sure that I would not use this against her later. Her friend was stupid to write me that she wrote it herself by hand after he took a screenshot for that later. Okay, so apparently this girl had a friend sign something for her, like basically trying to bribe him. If you give me money, I'll drop the case against you. What a piece of garbage. Before going to the police, I gathered all the information and the evidence I had. As a result, they did not ask me to sign any documents, but to only stay away from her. Also, they told me that she changed the story and the statement 3 times, which made them suspicious of her. The police start to call her and get my cat, and 2 times promised. She did not give the cat. She only gave the cat after the 3rd attempt. I got the cat through a friend, but before that, I found a place for my cat, and there was a nice lady agreed to take care of the cat. But I only have to pay her $10 a week. I took my cat to my place, but I was very sad and worried to leave my cat with another person. I kept my cat with me in my room, and I didn't inform the landlord about still hiding the cat with me. For me, I said enough is enough. This woman will try anything she can to destroy me, and I decided to fight back, and I applied for the protection order against her. When she got the notification from the court, she runs away and traveled to another country. Good, as long as she's out of the country, be gone with her. The clock was ticking and she stopped all the texts and calls. Then she came back again and she lied, and she started treating me through her lawyer with false accusations that I was abusing her at the time when she was with me in Dubai. And she said that I was raping her, beating her. I was so angry and sad from all the lies. She said, especially that I treated her like a princess before her lawyer said, if I pull back the case of the protection order, she will pull back the case which she is planning to do against me to destroy my refuge case. My lawyer advised me to agree and pull back the case because getting the refugee approval is the priority for me. And with her treating at the court, I can't get the approval. I applied at the court for divorce from this psychopath. As a result, I got refugee approval, and both me and my ex agreed not to contact each other. I know she will try and keep on trying to hurt me as she is boiling inside. My lawyer also advised me that I have the right to property divided after a divorce, which I will do very soon. By the way, I apologize for my bad English. I want to give you some information and a result about my experience with the ex-narc in category-wise. Envy. She envies little kids and hates them a lot. That made no sense whatsoever before I came to know that she is a narc. She is very envious of everything and everyone, happy of our successful life. I will give you some examples. I remember one time when we watched a TV program, there was a lady reporting journalist about China. My ex-narc was shouting at the TV in a hydrophobic way and she said it was supposed to be me, not you, bitch, claiming that she was supposed to be the journalist. Lies and manipulation. You know my story in short. Let me give you examples about what she is doing. She's not standing at the queue in the supermarket. She is using the self-checkout. She stole as much as she can, and you want to know what she is stealing? She stole plastic bags because she don't want to pay for plastic bags she uses for garbage. She has 3 houses, all of them she came to own, not because of her hard work that she earned. It was the money she had stole illegally from her relatives. Actually, she quit her previous job sales agent long ago, as she told me after a big fight. Here you have to inform and pay the tax to the government if you are getting money. She didn't even inform the government about what she had. One time she even stole a trash bin from the street. I don't want to pay and get one. Extreme lack of empathy. Again, forget about what she did to me. At her childhood, of her neighbors have a dog she was so angry about about how the dog is howling. She searched all over the net to find a way to kill the dog by feeding him a Snickers bar. Yeah, because chocolate kills dogs. They can't have chocolate. She got a little kitty. She published a photo of that little cat all over Facebook. After one day, she gives the little cat to a shelter saying, this cat is weak and sick and she can't take care of it. Her dad is 85 years old. Her dad is 85 years old or more and is living alone by himself. She doesn't care about him, and he lives alone, even wants to call him. She starts talking all the bad things about him, but she picks up to the phone and speaks to him nicely because she's probably after his money. She's probably after money. Healing. Narcissists resist authentic therapy and typically resist healing as their state of denial and blind spots about their true nature. I remember many times I tried to save my marriage when I wasn't sure about what she really is. I told her, let's get family consultation. I will pay for everything. I will be the first one to go. She agreed, but the time has come where she refused many times. This happens over and over. Yeah, this is another example of making promises they have no intention of keeping. Blaming others for their problem. I will give you an example about this. Do you remember the fight that was created when I was watching her from the window? The wedding at the church, she attacked me and scratched me on her face with her nails. The irony, a few days after, she told me, Wafi, how did you attack me? Why did you attack me? I said, I did not attack you. You were the one who scratched me on the face with your nails. She said, well, both are the same. Inability to formulate. Do you remember that family friend I told you about? It was, well, this guy told me that she dated her 10 years ago. She cheated on him with another guy. She married me, right? Well, another irony. She did not tell any of her friends that she is a married woman. Another guy which told me that she had a relationship with. This guy became so desperate and he committed suicide. You know, my friend, I've made many decisions in my life, but I considered getting divorced from my ex-narc was the best decision I ever made. Not because I saved myself from the pain and drama and all the toxic stuff they created in our life. I saved my future for my future children, plain and simple. Okay. Sorry, this letter was a little hard to get through. I mean, there is a bit of a language barrier, but I'm glad you got away from this woman. And I will make one observation, okay? I know several Iraqi women, and I know other people who've dealt with Iraqi women. This is the tactic of every frigging Iraqi woman I've ever heard of. Every Iraqi woman I've ever heard of does this shit. I don't know what it is about that culture, what it was, maybe living under Saddam Hussein, who the hell knows. But this is something that happens with Iraqi. It happens with a lot of women, but this viciousness and this nastiness seems like it's prevalent with Iraqi women. And what we have here is an extreme example of a gypsy woman basically trying to get, all she cares about is money and power and being cruel to people. And, you know, this is just this is a divorce from hell, okay? But your mistake was at the first signs of her, with the gold and the jewels and the diamonds. Like this isn't normal. That's not how normal relationships are formed. My wife's mother is kept happy by gold and jewels and gifts. And the more you give her, the worse they get. They get more and more and more and more. And I guarantee you, this woman either wanted to see you in prison or dead, because that is her ultimate narcissistic supply, having somebody thrown in prison or killing themselves over them. Okay, and then she's going to move on to her next victim. If she isn't playing 2 or 3 victims at the same time, which she probably was with this guy she was fucking banging, in the house as you're living in another spot. You can't keep putting out what's best for you, hoping the narcissist is going to change. They're not going to change. You got to be able to read through their narcissistic lines, their narcissistic tactics, and see them for what they are and cut it off early. Okay, narcissists love to use social media. They love to use these dating sites. They love to form these intense relationships to draw in people who are looking for love, looking for companionship, looking to move on, looking to build something real in their life. And then they will bleed you dry and eventually kill you one way or another. So thank you for your story. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I had so much difficulty reading. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. But, I really did do the best I can with it. I hope this helps. I hope you find some peace in New Zealand. I know it's a beautiful country. Whatever you do, please don't go back to Syria. Please don't go back to Syria. Syria is a friggin' mess. I wish you could go back to Dubai, because I know they got big money there, and it's a very wealthy place. So, Dubai is, I think, one of the richest countries on the per capita. It is the richest country to live in. Everybody who lives there is basically a millionaire. So this narcissist was so strong and so good. She was able to go into the richest country in the world and find a guy who's basically had to be probably a millionaire, because he was working there, doing very well there, has a lot of money to move back and forth, okay, and bleed him out, bleed him dry, and destroy him. So, it's something for everybody to keep in mind and to always remember when you're in the early stages of a relationship and somebody's giving you early signs of narcissism. Run at the earliest sign of narcissism. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy this channel, please consider making a donation to the GoFundMe link in the description box. And remember, if you do make a contribution of any size and you want your story made into a video, your story goes right to the top of the list, and I make your video first opportunity I get. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again shortly. Bye.